What is a whistleblower? A whistleblower is someone who exposes a person or organization on an illegal or unjust activity. The Whistleblower Act of 1989 protects these whistleblowers who work for the government and report misconduct. The act was first signed by George H.W. Bush when he first started his presidency in 1989. Chelsea Manning, who was previously Bradley Manning, a transgender woman, is one of the biggest whistleblowers in history. She served as a U.S. soldier who leaked classified information to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks was designed by Julian Assange to let whistleblowers anonymously leak information. Manning leaked a series of 251,287 documents and videos, Iraq and Afghan war logs, diplomatic cables, etc. She was soon found and was arrested in Iraq on May 27th. She was charged with espionage, which violated the 1917 Espionage Act. She was also charged with aid the enemy, which leads to a death sentence in which she was found not guilty for, eventually. Manning said she leaked this information because she wanted to show the true cost of the war. There was videos she leaked of young school children and unarmed Afghan soldiers being killed by U.S. soldiers.
Leaks then.
I think it's important to remember the context. I try to go to the Washington Post first, and I try to go to the New York Times.
Over the course of 4 months, she leaked diplomatic cables, battlefield reports, and Guantanamo detainee profiles, more than 700,000 documents in all. The impact, explosive.
It's the biggest leak in U.S. military history.
There are names, there are operations.
It is an attack on the international community.
Less than 2 months after the disclosures first made news, Manning would be taken into custody from her barracks in Iraq.
Did you think you would ever get caught? Were you ready to pay the price?
I'm not focused on consequences or what this means or what that means. I'm focused on the day-to-day.
Meanwhile, the government scrambling to assess the actual damage Manning's leaks had caused.
Do you consider Chelsea Manning a whistleblower?
No.
Rick Leggett was a high-ranking intelligence official at the NSA at the time.
She didn't go through any of the whistleblowing channels that she had. That she could have gone to the Judge Advocate General. She could have gone to her congressional. They would have welcomed that.
The Army battlefield reports that Manning leaked were found in Osama bin Laden's compound after his death.
You may have been motivated to get the information into the public sphere, but you might have also given it to our enemies.
Right, but I have a responsibility to the public. It's not black and white. It's complicated.
Why was she not covered under the Whistleblower Act? The Espionage Act is a lot stronger than protecting the whistleblowers, and she had leaked information that Al-Qaeda would have gotten access, which is messing with our national security as a country. She was not protected under anything the Espionage Act was and is used for. Spies getting paid for information found and leaked in which Manning was not getting paid. She felt that it was a human decency to inform others of what was going on in defense of our country. She saw people, not just war.
I felt that in light of all the circumstances that commuting her sentence was entirely appropriate.
While Manning was incarcerated, there were a lot of campaigns going on to free her. People thought of her as a hero or a traitor. She tried to kill herself many times during her jail sentence, and Obama signed the Whistleblower Act after it was blocked by senators the day after her sentencing. And after the 7 years of her 35 sentence, President Obama commuted the sentence and she was let free. I can understand where she's coming from. Manning thought that she was protecting the people and looking out for their well-being, like it was her job because she was involved with the U.S. Army and knew what was going on. Rather than exposing the U.S., interpreting the various articles and videos I have watched, it's controversial for me to have a solid opinion on this case. She seems to be remorseful in hurting the national security and going against the country. I just don't think the way she leaked the information was safe. Like we saw in the video before, she could have handled herself a lot differently and leaked the information through the government, which could have gone a lot smoother. And maybe she wouldn't have been convicted. But maybe her voice wouldn't have been heard that way. We don't know.